What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to the real episode 35 of NASCAR 21 career mode. We figured it out. I accidentally saved somebody else's video that I was watching. It was a guy who plays Ark Survival Evolved. It's a really funny dude. You should check him out. Can't remember his name off the top of my head. Sorry. Um, but that ended up getting thrown into that playlist. So a long time ago, episode 6 or something, when I looked to see how many videos were in there so I could look at how many videos we had in our series, it was already showing like 6. So I was like, oh, that's episode 7. And it's gone like that. So now the numbers are going to line up correctly. And we'll be able to have an even 36 episodes by the end of it. Just a lot of those episodes are misnumbered. Ignore it. We got it back on track here. So we're going to Martinsville to the Xfinity 500 day race. I actually got to go to this race last year. Really exciting race. Alex Bowman moved Denny Hamlin on like the last lap or the second to last lap, and Hamlin got pissed, did burnouts in front of Alex Bowman's car and everything, and it was honestly a really fun race to watch. Here's what I'm going to do, actually. I meant to do this. We're going to look at the data pad. We're going to use data pad. We're going to go over here to car setup and go all the way loose. Make sure that's set. And we're going to go try to run a practice lap because that's a problem we had been running in with the stable setup we had. It was not treating us all too well. So we're going to try to go loosey-goosey, and see what we got running here. Of course, I take it all the way to the outside right off the bat. I'm going to set up with this camera angle for this race. I tend to enjoy running with this one a little bit better at these kind of tracks because it allows me to see when I'm about to absolutely punch somebody's back end and hopefully keep from doing that a little bit. So, just to run a couple of practice laps. That was a great release off of that corner. If I could just continue to have those all night, then maybe we can come back with 2 wins in a row. This race right here is going to lock people into the playoffs. So with me stealing the win from Kevin Harvick last race, we got our second win of our rookie year. That's the other awesome thing that happened last episode. Go back, check it out. We hadn't won all season, had a very up and down season. So this is going to be a great way to cap it off. Back in the Cottonelle machine for probably these last 2 races. I don't remember if he ran anything different in the championship race. I don't think so. So I'm just really happy that we get to go out with a truly great scheme in Cottonelle here at Martinsville for hopefully one of the final Martinsville races of many final Martinsville races, and hopefully a long and prosperous career we have in NASCAR. Gonna try to continue to run it until we win a championship or until 22 comes out, and then I promise if that game's optimized to be able to play right away, we'll jump into it right away, get a career mode started, hopefully day of, and which will probably be about 1 in the morning because I'm probably going to pre-order it, let's face it. Then I'll have to wait for it to install for like 2 hours. And maybe I'll pull off the time zone trick because I did that to get it about an hour too early. But it wasn't NASCAR 21, let's face it, wasn't playable when it first came out. There were a lot of bugs still and things they were working on and figuring out. So let's try to pull off a pass on Newman without spinning him out in practice. Damn it, we spun ourselves out too. Well, that's going to do it for our practice run here. Let's just jump right into qualifying. I expect to qualify bottom 20. We had the second fastest lap in practice, although everybody didn't get out in practice, only those top 8 cars. So that's going to show you nothing for what we've got running here for qualifying. So let's just make sure our car is set up all the way loose like we wanted it, and it is. So we're going to go out and try to set down a heater or 2. One thing I'm noticing with the playback is it looks pretty good if the screen is sitting still, but once it starts moving around, once we start moving and going around some of these corners, it goes back to that grainy texture. I did bump the bit rate up to 1,000. I don't want to tank the bit rate, and we took that way too wide. But we have 2 laps here to qualify with, so we will for sure bounce back in lap number 2. I just don't want to fall really below 65 going around these turns for as long as I can possibly handle. Let's go ahead and get on the brakes here. Oh, that was a bad corner. We might not qualify all that well, ladies and gents. We were in the 20s when we were running practice laps, and this is not looking so hot. So, ooh, we may have just barely gotten under what we initially had, and yeah, 38th. Not so hot. Although I don't think we qualified very well here in the beginning of the season. So, but what I do know is at the beginning of the season we were out front and messed it up again, running in lap traffic. So we're gonna try to not mess it up. Or no, what did we do? We unlapped ourselves and finished somewhere in the 20s, I think, because we got wrecked early. We also had like 15 restarts with this race. So now that I'm running with controller, we're doing a lot less restarts. I like it, and I think we're just gonna stay on controller for NASCAR 21. When 22 comes out, I'm going to try to pop the wheel back open. And thanks, the Brendan Gaughan machine decided to, well, I think last episode we decided that Noah Gragson was picked to run the rest of the season in that 62, which, by the way, if you guys are watching this, I guess it's the next day because it's technically like 1 in the morning when I'm recording this. So, because that's about all the time I have to record things. You know, it's Noah Gragson released a scheme the previous day. He's got a really cool Wendy's 62 coming. So he actually grabbed a sponsor instead of being sponsored by the company that owns the team, Beard Oil. Oh, that was close. Out of my way, Davidson. Cause a wreck back there, but don't involve me. 75 laps to try to capitalize and get a good points push at the end of the year. Not that it really matters. If we were running Winston, we'd be, I think we'd be mathematically eliminated at this point, even if we won the next 2 races, went 2, 3 in a row, and finished out the season. So it is what it is. We're just looking to join a better team in the off season. So the championship race will come out probably sometime tomorrow. I will have some more house flipper. I just enjoyed running Kansas so much that I was kind of like, I have to do another episode of 21. I'm too excited. I like this too much. If I can get to a point where I can get the championship race ready to run the next day, and maybe I can take a week off from it and run some house flipper and something else, and then we'll go ahead and jump right back in and get something else running, get season 2 going. Because it's exciting, but it's a grind. I mean, honestly, this is the longest tenured series I have. Well, not the longest tenured, but the longest series I have. I think the longest tenured series is probably NASCAR Heat 3, but we were also running Subnautica and Arkham Knight at the same time, and I know those didn't really amount to much. Get out of my way, Clint Boyer. I swear to God. We're going to hit the wall here. Thanks, bud. Garbage. Straight garbage. It's okay. We're just going to force our way down low here. We got control of the car a lot earlier than I expected to, so we're going to take advantage. Get right past Corey LaJoy, and we're hanging around public enemy number 1, Rick Ware Racing. It'd be cool to drive for Spire for a year or 2, but might do that. We might step down to a lesser-known team at the end of our career and kind of decide that we want to finish it off in some races with some teams that we've wanted to run with. Some of the newer guys, some of the new faces. Maybe we'll be able to take the 7 car, you know. Maybe we'll take over the 23 at some point. I don't know. It just depends on who we get offers from in this offseason. We learned last episode that we did have an open extension with JTG. Am I trying to exercise that? No, because it was for the 37 car. I think the only opportunity they were going to have to keep me is if I had the 47. But I'm not going to argue much. You know, have we been lapped because of that caution? We got lapped. Screw Clint Boyer. I guess that's Chase Briscoe. Screw Chase Briscoe. Jeez. And we have 75 laps, and we're one of the faster cars out here, but we definitely ain't going to have a shot to win if we're having to do this. Dang, that wasn't even my fault. They lapped us. I guess they were. I guess the leaders were right behind us or something. I don't know. That's mildly infuriating. Because we knew we were fast today. I mean, practice showed us that. Qualifying wasn't much of anything, but I mean, we're always kind of fast at these short tracks. Bristol went really well until we wrecked the car. Stay left, clear all around. Car right. I think one of my goals next season is to win a super speedway race. Be one of those cars that gets to run up there up at the front and go win a super speedway. Bring another one to whoever we run for. It'd be cool to be part of Wood Brothers and bring Wood Brothers their 100th win, because Matt DiBenedetto did not want to race this year, so be interesting to see if he gets replaced. There's the Dent Wizard. There's my driver right there, Brad K. He's had some gorgeous schemes this year, honestly. At the Bristol Dirt Race for the next gen car, he had a nice like Solomon scheme. I forget what kind of company Solomon is, but it was a gorgeous, almost reverse Harry Gant scheme. It had purple on the sides, white on the top instead, or not purple, green. Instead of green on the top, white on the sides. Or maybe I'm getting that backwards and it is like a throwback Harry Gant scheme. But Harry Gant, those skull schemes have always been one of my favorites. So I thought this scheme looked fresh. And I'm watching just to see if anybody's coming up low so I can kind of dive down there, but not much anything going on. Let's go in the cockpit for a little bit. Maybe try to run some of these guys down while we still can. Start unlapping ourselves. Because, I mean, look at this. We're a top 10 car here at Martinsville, and we've got some good power under the hood, I can tell, but the fact that we got involved in that caution, I don't want to mess with Martin Truex because he is trying to buy himself into the championship. If nothing changes and those top 4 drivers up top, and I should have gone through this, if nothing changes and one of those guys in the cutoff line win out, that's like Austin Dillon, and I think Alex Bowman's there. I think it's Harvick, Elliott Larson, and Busch. So unless somebody wins out or Harvick has a terrible race that eliminates him, I mean, Harvick's pretty much set as well as Larson because those guys are top 2 in the points. And then you have Chase and, oh no, I wrecked my teammate. Well, they're not going to let me come back next year for sure now. Did it unlap me? No, Ross Chastain's in 30th, so I don't know yet. We're going to have to catch up to whoever's wherever. There's Noah Gragson. We took that turn hot, and we actually slowed the car down enough. Impressive. Let's see if we can pass Justin Haley and if it gave us our lap back or not. I'd like to imagine we were in front of the guys that were on lead lap, so let's see. It did. This lucky dog stuff is confusing. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. We weren't really too terribly involved in that wreck. I mean, we did kind of clip our teammate and spin him around, but it didn't damage his car too much, so hopefully that doesn't really affect our relationship with him. I wanted his car. I wanted the 47. I don't think I've ever gotten to run the 47 in any kind of career mode I've ever had because JTG in Heat 5, 4, and 3, I'm pretty sure they're like a 3.5, 3-star team, maybe 4. And they're kind of like, yeah, you've got to be like a top 20 driver in a shit car to race for our team. And it's kind of like, well, y'all have a 3-star team. So to be top 20, you really need to be in a 4-star team. And how are we going to, aside from winning a super speedway, maybe if you're lucky, and the only time I've been able to win a super speedway with a 3-star team is in the truck series. Especially like on Heat 5. Running Heat 5, the only time I was able to win was a 3-star team was when I took over Jennifer Jo Cobb Racing and took over the 10 truck. Pink and camo. Pretty cool looking truck. Had white in it too. But I won the Daytona 250 or something. I don't know. I don't know what it was, but I was obsessed with running 100%. Yeah, we're cracking the top 10 coming up here. We got our lap back for sure. So Lucky Dog does work. It just never notifies you. Hi, Bowman. Go spin Denny Hamlin. There's Harvick. There's Bowman. I want to know who's in lead because here's Austin Dillon's behind Harvick. So it's kind of a bloodbath back here. Austin Dillon definitely has to beat multiple playoff drivers and have a really good points-paying race to make that championship 4. If he does, this is literally the best season of his career. Forget Xfinity, forget truck racing. This is his best season. And it's interesting because RCR has high favor with me. My reputation with them is high, so it makes me wonder if they'll offer me the 3 or the 8 if they give me a contract offer at the end of the year. Crack the top 10. And we're going to try to race up here and see who's in the lead. Reddick is actually up here in 6th. So I wonder why it's clocking Stenhouse at 7th, Tyler Reddick in 6th. I wonder if he's technically calculated to be a lap down now because he was the cause of the caution. But Stenhouse should be in 6th, technically, by scoring loop. Because there's no way. I definitely didn't pass him and off of the restart or anything, and he's definitely not. Not trying to fight Martin Truex Jr. too much. I want to be the Jeff Gordon, the new Jeff Gordon at Martinsville here. Let's start clocking some wins here. Insane amount of top 10s and wins. So there's Reddick. He's actually having a good race. We'll see what happens. Maybe I will sign an extension with JTG. Cottonelle seems to like me a lot. I think it would be cool if they added an option of like mixing up your sponsors and doing like a sponsor schedule. Where like you can, at the beginning of the season, you can be like, oh, well, our new primary is going to be, instead of Cheddar or like Cottonelle, we're going to have freaking, Bud Light Natter Days. We're going to have that lime green and yellow car for the primary part of the season. And we're going to run that for 16 out of the 36 races. And everybody else is going to get like 3 or 4 races apiece. Cottonelle might get 5. But, stuff like that. I can be like, Daytona, we're going to run Cottonelle. In the next 4 races, we're going to have Natter Days on there. And then for 3 races, it's going to be mixed between Cottonelle, Velveeta, and, the white Kroger car, and then Natter Days is going to be back for 2 races, stuff like that. It'd be cool if they could print a calendar and be like, oh, here's where you get to choose how many times you're going to run your sponsors. Okay, here's where we've been lapped already. All right. So worst comes to worst, we can get a 7th place, but if we can unlap ourselves and get up here through this lap traffic easier than anyone else, this is where I can pile on some shit. Don't throw the caution. We're still in 7th. Don't throw the caution. We just spun her around. Car's going to be tight, but... or maybe loose. I don't know. We probably just shook up the playoff dance back there. I don't know. That was a mistake on my part. That was also David Reagan. I should spin him out, but I won't. I'll be nice. David Reagan's like public enemy number 2. Rick Ware is public enemy number 1. David Reagan is public enemy number 2. Oh, we're going wide. We're going way wide. Please don't start causing tire rubs here. That's not a birthday party anybody's going to enjoy if I'm all over the track here. Guys are starting to slow down. Joey Logano's in 4th. Hamlin is, I think Logano was up there hunting for one, so this might put him in. If he can run up here in 4th. It depends on who's leading and what happens when a Rick Ware idiot gets mixed in with Shy Guy and freaking Hamlin. Hamlin's up here in 3rd, so right now I think he's in on his own point-wise. Just depends on who's leading the race. We've got 2 more cars that I haven't found yet. He's going to muscle his way in under Balicki. That was an awesome car to see IRL, the Halloween Insurance King. That was a sick-looking car, but it pitted 6 times in the first stage. That car was running like trash. Yeah, you could really see the equipment difference there. So... following Hamlin, doodly-doo. Try to catch the good guys, doodly-doo. Just looking to hang on to this top 10 at this point. You know, if I can just be that kind of driver at Martinsville, it's enough to make me feel good. I want a win or 2 at some point here, so. Look at that. Hamlin tried to dive down and cross me over, and Rick Ware is going to pile on the damage. Take out some of Denny Hamlin, too. Probably slow up Logano behind him. Jeez, Rick Ware is dumb. Is that Joey Gase? It's a big difference. There's not much of, you know, obviously you can notice the equipment difference at certain racetracks, but, like, the team and the AI difference is incredible. I can't stand running next to Rick Ware at all. That's the 2nd time. And granted, my car was a little tight, but me being in 7th, they should have just got the heck up out of the way. Chastain's in 31st. Who's number 2? I saw that for a split second up there. Bubba's in 30th. He's had a weird season. He's had races where he's been up there, and he's had races where he's just crapped the bed. Which is kind of a Bubba Wallace season. You know, he's got that season. I can't wait for the new game, though. 2311, they've got some mean paint schemes. I'd love to drive that 45 car. Get that Money Lion car. That McDonald's Money Lion hybrid shared car. That was an amazing look. And if you can choose the paint schemes, Monster Energy is definitely going to be a secondary for them. Don't do it, Bubba. Jesus. Listen, you're one of my favorite drivers, but like I can't with you right now. Trying to see it. Okay, Chase Elliott's in 2nd. He was already in the championship hunt. Who's ahead of him? He was already up there, so right now Chase is locked. Denny Hamlin's locked. Wait, no, Denny Hamlin was a bubble driver, so where is Kyle Busch? And who was the Ford? Was it Blaney or Logano? Geez, I'm going to have to go back and look at the last. Nobody's won in this round because I stole that win from Byron or Harvick. I think it was Harvick by the end of the race, but because I stole that win from Harvick, nobody has won in. So this is still technically wide open for all 8 drivers. If these other drivers start blowing engines or something, if the top 4 start blowing engines or something, it technically means the 4th through 8 can technically make the championship 4. I know Austin Dillon was kind of hanging on by a thread. He was the one in the bottom. So I don't know. I don't remember where he's at or where he's come off at after some of these restarts, but there's Chase. I'm still trying to look. I don't think it's Logano because we passed him already. Is it Byron? I don't think we've passed Byron at all. Is it Byron?
Got one right.
Beans, rice, Jesus Christ, and Byron.
Clear. right.
I missed that for half a second. Bring it back. Yep, Byron's in the lead. Just stay in the lead, Byron. I want to make this as interesting. Kyle Busch is getting lapped. He's in 24th. I think right now he's out. He's getting lapped by Chase Elliott, who is currently there. I mean, Chase is in, Hamlin's in right now. Kyle was one of those ones where he kind of had to have a good night here to make it, and I don't think he is having as good a night as he needs. I'm interested to see where Austin Dillon lands. It's going to be interesting to see what happens with him when we go to Phoenix. And remember, we won Phoenix early this year, so we could look to go back to back. Even we're lapping Kyle Busch. Quinn House being a lousy piece of garbage and getting in our way. You know, the smart thing for William Byron to do, Hendrick-wise, since he's out already, and look at me shove Chase up the track. Smart thing. Oh, Chase is gonna. Oh. Jeez, that keeps happening. The smart thing for William Byron to do is to slow up, let Chase pass, and block whoever else is trying to steal this win. That would be the smart thing. If I'm a Hendrick driver, I want him in. So, and Chase is good here. I didn't expect Byron to be this good. Although in real life at this race, Hendrick was dominant. So the fact that they're 1-2 does not surprise me. But Bowman and Larson was kind of low. No, he wasn't. He was top 5. I'd be able to remember who was where if I got to look at the list. If I get to look at the standings after this race, I should be able to tell you who was where.
Clear.
Get out of here, Rick Ware. Public enemy number uno. Well, there goes Balicki. That's great. That might be a green-white checker. We might have a shot. I'm not going to lie. I just did that to be public enemy number 1. I ain't going to lie at all. I did kind of pull out and do that on purpose. We said we were going to be public enemy number 1, so we went for it. Yep, green-white checker. I knew it. This is going to shake up everything. That's on me. I should have. Oh, Hamlin is beating on Chase. Chase is going to get turned. Chase just got turned. That could end it. That could end it for Elliott. That could end it for Chase. It depends on if he gets turned back around. They threw the caution flag. Elliott is stopped. Does that mean he's DQ'd? Yo, where did he finish? Where did he finish? Where is he? Still in 6th. Was that enough to knock him out, though? He got turned. Hamlin just yoinked him. Man, let's see the standings. It was not enough. Wasn't enough. Nothing changed. Byron was in the running, and wait. Did Byron not win that race? Oh, shoot. My bad. I meant to go to the calendar. Hold the phone. Skip this. We ain't in the championship race. This is for tomorrow. Get this championship race the hell up out of here. Get back to the race shop. Dang it! It didn't let me scroll down. Jeez Louise, give me back to the regular stuff. Get. I don't care. Shit. All right, calendar. Who won that Martinsville race?
Alex Hayden here to bring you all the action for this weekend's NASCAR Cup Series season finale and championship at Phoenix Raceway. Unlike today's,
I clicked Martinsville to see if I can see. Okay, I'm no back. Jeez, end of race. Come on, it's over. All right, View race results. William Byron won. He should be in. Right? Or was he not even in the round of 8? And that's just how he finished on the season with that win. No, he was. He was. He definitely was. Great job, game. Great job. William Byron should have been there. William Byron should have locked himself in, and that should have pushed probably Kyle Larson out. Kyle Larson did not have a good race. And Byron now with that win-wise, and just overall performance has had a better season than Chase Elliott. Well, dang, sorry, Byron. You won that, and geez. That's not cool. Anybody else come out of nowhere to say, oh, Hendrick out of, whoa. Hendrick, Chip Ganassi, 2311 still at 14%. Man. That is, I feel bad for Byron. Man, that's disappointing. Okay, well, I guess we'll see you guys in the championship race where Byron is not going to be there because the game screwed him out of a win. Byron got screwed out of a win and you're in. Okay, then. I think I'll have to go back to the previous episode. I'll let you guys know in the next one.